Hello, it's Abigail, Ground and Grow Yoga, and today on our Return to Basics, we're looking at Tadasana, Mountain Pose, and Urdva Hastasana, Upward Salute Pose. So traditionally, Tadasana is done with the feet all the way together, legs zipped together, hips over the ankles, shoulders all the way back, chin up slightly, hands out to the side, palms facing forward, hands fully extended and back because the shoulders are back. Tucking in the navel and looking out in front of you. So that's the traditional Tadasana. And traditional Urdva Hastasana is the same thing, only also the arms come up, hands are together, palms touching, and we're reaching towards the sky here. Now both of these postures are done in pretty much every yoga class that I've been to, but there are some things that can be really uncomfortable. People have trouble with balance, people have tightness in the back of their legs, issues with shoulder mobility, and just kind of general feeling comfortable all zipped together like that. And so we're going to do some different things to make these poses more accessible for you. So my first suggestion is to just have your feet be hip width apart. I now feel much more sturdy. I don't feel like someone could come push me over. I feel that I am fully set up to be able to stand here with my eyes closed. Because that's the other thing. Once you close your eyes, your balance oftentimes is much worse. And so having the ability to have your feet spaced out is going to help you in the long run to not be so tippy. The other thing I would suggest is to bend the knees slightly. So instead of locking the knees here or micro bending them, I'm actually going to bend them slightly, and that allows me to feel more comfortable here. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips and tilt forwards, and then I feel very secure with my hips over my knees / ankles. So because they're here, they're kind of over my ankles, but they are also brought forward because of my knees. And then I'm going to bring the shoulders back, but just to where it's comfortable. I'm not going to pull them all the way back, just so that they're in line with my rib cage. And then fingers should be able to be spread wide, but if it feels uncomfortable to rotate them completely forward, you can bring them in. So if the rotation is an issue, then I would just bring them in, but still have the fingers spread wide. My other suggestion is to use a block either between the thighs to give us some support here. This is particularly nice when you're doing prenatal yoga, but it's helpful for anyone who is having issues with balance because you can push into the block and that makes it more secure there. I've also seen people put it down between the lower legs, but I don't think that feels quite as nice. It might feel good for you. For Urdva Hastasana, with the arms up, it can be very uncomfortable to touch the palms together because now I feel like I'm squishing my head here. My shoulder blades are elevated. There's a lot of crunching in the neck, and that feels uncomfortable. Also, the rotation of the arms that way. So what I suggest is that you lift your arms forward and up, and wherever they fall, which is more of a V shape for most people, that's going to feel more comfortable. I still have my pinkies facing forward and my thumbs facing back, but I have a lot more openness through the chest, which helps with breathing, which is always a plus in yoga. And my back feels much more comfortable and relaxed through the shoulders. So I'm able to not release my shoulders completely because I am still reaching up, but I can lower them slightly and I'm not all crunched together here, which puts a lot of pressure on the neck. So the other thing is oftentimes people look all the way up at the sky, which also puts pressure on the back of the neck. So I oftentimes have people either look straight in front of them or slightly up, so where the wall meets the ceiling, instead of all the way up towards the sky, because that relieves pressure on the back of the neck. If I'm doing these two postures seated, I'm going to come to the front of my mat so that I can still spread my toes wide and really press in to the feet here, and make sure that I'm sitting up nice and tall and not rounding back into my chair. If your chair has sides to it, it might be a little bit more difficult to bring them out to the side. I feel like it's fairly comfortable with my palms open here, but if not, you can just bring them to your lap as if you were doing easy seat. And then when it comes time to do upward salute, again, up and relax the shoulders down. If you are able to, by being seated, you can bring the arms together and you'll get more of a stretch through the side body and again the shoulders if that is available to you. Otherwise, we're just actively reaching towards the sky as if we're getting taller, feeling as if there is a string connecting our head to the ceiling. So that is how you modify these two very common postures. If you enjoyed this video, check out the rest of my Return to Basics series. Also make sure you're subscribed so you know when a new video comes out. And leave a comment below if there's a particular type of yoga pose or breathing exercise that you are interested in learning more about. Remember to keep grounding down into your strengths and growing as an individual. Have a wonderful day.